This is Margaret with Noble Desktop, and this is a lesson on timeline display settings. It's under your wrench, these items here that are checked. I recommend having all of these checked. We'll look at these one by one. The first one says show source clip, name, and label. This particular camera 1, I want everything that has to do with camera 1 to be labeled a different color. So I'm going to make that magenta. So now the name is this is your source clip. I could change the name, it would appear here. But now you can see that I'm able to see what's camera 1 on my timeline because I have this check. If I uncheck it, that label disappears. And often you do want to keep your labels. Let's look at the next one, show video thumbnails. So what is a video thumbnail? That if I were to expand this, you could double click right here. I don't see any video thumbnails. Let's go back and check that again. So it gives you a little view of your image on your timeline if you were to keep this large. And again, this could be achieved by doing Command plus to make this larger, or you could double click right here in this empty spot to keep it one degree larger. So looking at this, show video keyframes. Keyframes are your opacity line, and it's called that because it allows you to create keyframes on it with your opacity. For example, P for the pen tool. Maybe I want to create 2 points to create, and then maybe I wanted to dip to black here. So I'm working with the opacity line through keyframes using the pen tool. But I can only do that if I see this line. And that line is there if I say video keyframes. Show video names, that's self-explanatory. Show audio waveforms. We can look at these waveforms right now. So if I take that away, no more waveforms for me. Audio keyframes, just like video keyframes, but whereas video's opacity, audio is your volume level. Say you want this to fade in very gradually, like so. You can't do that if you don't have this line. Show audio keyframes available. Show audio names, same thing as you would imagine. Show clip markers. So I'm going to say M and M again. I'm going to say color correct as a note to myself. Segmentation marker, maybe make this big. So there it is. If I had this off, show clip marker, I wouldn't be able to see my notes on the timeline, which you do want to see your notes on the timeline. It doesn't have to be a segmentation marker. It could just be a regular marker. Then you have show duplicate frame markers. So this is very good if you have a long project. Command C, Command V. You might notice that blue line has appeared on both of these clips. That's because they're duplicates. Show duplicate frame markers, and now I'm alerted to the fact that I have a duplicate clip. Let's look at show through edits. I'm going to make a cut here. And you see how now there's a little band-aid look? That's because I made a cut within a clip of itself. I didn't make a cut that is like so, like maybe I'm going to cut out the middle and then close the gap, and then you no longer see those band-aids. The reason I'm seeing those band-aids is because it's cut with the same clip has been cut and nothing has been removed. If I have that off, show through edits, I no longer have my band-aid. What are the benefits of that? The benefits are knowing that you've made a cut, but you can make a cut here and make one side larger, and that you know that you didn't make any change. I just simply had it playing through. So now we have show effects badges, which I do recommend keeping up. Your effects badges for time remapping, opacity, motion, things like this. So it's nice to have those up there. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson on timeline display settings. This has been Margaret with Noble Desktop.